Thanks so much for joining me. So I have a meditation practice, as a lot of you already know, and I also have two parents that passed away, both from Alzheimer's dementia, and I'm an only child. So I was the one doing a lot of caretaking prior to their sort of departure into a nursing home where I could no longer handle it and needed the help, of course, and most people do. And so I'm not really sure how this series is going to go. I don't have a particular plan. I just know that I have a meditation practice and I wanted to help some of the caretakers out there who are dealing with parents and other family members and friends and whoever you may have who has dementia and Alzheimer's. It is incredibly difficult to deal with this. Oh gosh, I hope I don't. I'm already starting to tear up. I was really hoping not to. I was coming on here to help you, not to cry some more, but I remember how hard it was, especially at the beginning. It's very difficult to deal with. And like I said, there's nothing rehearsed here. So I'm hoping that I'm here to offer up some help. So I will upfront say, if you'd like anything from me, please contact me. I'm all over Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Leave me a message. In the video, I have an email, spiritualtouch11@gmail.com. If there's anything I can do for you to help, being a caretaker for a dementia patient or an Alzheimer's patient is very challenging. Most people, when they do have to deal with them, already have an existing job, maybe additional family members, children, other people to take care of. And then this sort of comes on. It's like a surprise. You don't really know what to do with it. You weren't expecting it. It's a little bit like a cancer diagnosis. You don't really know what to do at first until you sort of gather your thoughts. And then, you're looking into the eyes of your mother who gave birth to you, and she doesn't recognize you. She doesn't know who you are. And you don't know what to do with that. Your heart breaks and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to fix it. You don't know what you did wrong. You don't know anything. And they're equally as lost because they're looking at you going, I don't know who this person is. I don't know who they are. I don't know what to do with this. And, they want to remember. I don't know everything, but I do know that they want to remember, because when this first starts, they get angry at themselves. And also many family members get angry at them because they can't remember. So they're just as lost as we are, and nobody really understands what's happening. And unfortunately, dementia is spreading, and, Alzheimer's is just a really tough version of dementia, and it's so hard. It's difficult to deal with. And so I just wanted to share some of my experiences, and I'll come on here more often. We'll do shorter videos, and then that way we can hopefully get some people to listen, to see that they're not the only ones going through this. And there's a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm also a Reiki master. I also do other healing modalities. I work a lot with energy. I'm also a mindset and empowerment coach. So all of these things help me to understand what was actually going on. And I'm also a highly observant person. And so I was watching. My mother was in a nursing home for 7 years. And prior to that, it was about 12 years leading up to her Alzheimer's. So we had time. We had lots of time. With my dad, it was a little bit quicker. And also my mom had already passed away. And I think some of the way he got his was probably partially due to the grief, which I personally, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you any of that. I don't understand this. I'm not a scientist. I'm just telling you my personal observations of my two parents, and maybe some other people, because they were also on a floor. Both of them were on a floor where there was quite a lot of dementia. If it wasn't, I'd say at least 80%, if not more. I'm sure it was more than that. And so my belief is that while they are blankly staring you in the face and they don't know who you are, and in some cases they get aggressive, it's not you. It's I think they detect an energy once they calm down, of course. So I believe that they're angry, and then, this is how some of this comes across as, it comes out quite aggressive and angry, and sometimes gets physical, and it's interesting. And sometimes they get frustrated. So my mom used to sometimes pound on her wheelchair, and it was just, I think she was just frustrated. I don't think it was anything. She always used to smile when I came to visit her, and I do think that while they're looking at us and they don't recognize us, I do believe that they recognize the energy of the person who's there. I think they recognize you to a degree, but they can't express it. They can't show it to you really, because they're still in that, I'm not 100% sure. It's like, I know I like you and I know you've been around me before, but I'm still not really sure who you are. So this is where we start taking it personally. And then we're like, oh my gosh, my own mother or my own father doesn't know me and doesn't know who I am and all of this. But I think if we just embrace the situation as it is, and I know that that's super crazy, over the top difficult, but at some point it comes to a point where you can't. And I used to meet up, a lot of people would come to the nursing homes with their parents, and they'd be like, I can't take this. I can't watch this anymore. And then they stop coming, and that's not really good either, because they need us. And, they were there for us when we were babies. So that was just my thought. My parents took care of me when I was little. So now they were older, and now it's my turn. I can't, fully take care of them. So, they did have to go to a nursing home, but dementia and Alzheimer's are a lot to handle. Sometimes they don't take their meds. Sometimes they hide things. Sometimes they'll spit them out. Sometimes they don't eat. So, they need caring. They need a tremendous amount of caring. And so it's interesting. It's interesting. By all means, leave me your comments if you have any. I'm just recording this live, so I can't really see everything. But, if you want to join in on a conversation, you certainly can. This is, again, no agenda. Let's just help as many people as we can. So for today, that's going to be everything for the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to offer up a meditation. So if you'd like to join me, we're just going to come sitting up straight. So this will help. Meditation always helps with stress. It always helps the nervous system calm down. And not only will it help the caretaker, but prior to, when people, when they already know that they're going to get Alzheimer's, or they're already displaying symptoms and it's coming, I think I used to take my mom for walks, and we used to do deep breathing. And I also used to give her omegas, like the vitamins, right? Because they're supposed to be good for the brain. And so she would take those regularly if I was around, and I would take her into the park where the air is nice and clean. And she liked walking in the park anyway. So of course this was just really some nice time to spend with her. And we would do some deep breathing. She would actually think a little clearer for the next few days. So I believe it does make a difference. And again, strictly my belief. Not sure how much science there is behind this. I don't want to say there isn't any, but I certainly wouldn't want to make any claims. But I'm just telling you what worked for me again. So meditating, extra good for the caretakers, because they need it almost more than the patients do, but it will help them as well if you can get them to do some breathing. Sometimes if you can just get them to eat, it's good. So on that note, let's take a nice deep inhale. Make sure your back is nice and straight. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. You can do a namaste pose if you'd like. You can put your hands like this, or you can just leave them on your lap. It's all good. So we're going to inhale. We're going to hold the exhale for a count of 4. 4. And we're going to exhale through our mouth. And inhale. Exhale. One big giant inhale. And hold it and squeeze. And exhale powerfully. So I always do minute meditations. That's why it's called Meditation Minute with Marianne. I did a minute because sometimes we just don't have more time than a minute. Unfortunately, it's just the way life is. And you can steal a minute almost anywhere. And sometimes that's all we get is a minute. And, if you're like a 24-hour-a-day caretaker, sometimes you're lucky to get a minute because people with dementia are frequently a lot like little children. You have to keep an eye out on them. My mother used to get lost. My dad got lost. That's how he ended up in the hospital. He was found by the police and he landed in the hospital. And then from there, we went into a nursing home. And that's, you just got to be careful. It's just the way it is. So for today, I'm going to have to say goodbye because I have a client call to get on. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube video. And thank you all so much. And I'll see you soon. Namaste. Love to everyone. And remember, you're doing it great.